Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're here in the third bay, and what we're working on today is the truck hood for the last time. We still have to install it on the truck, but as you guys have seen, we're actually in the middle of filming the painting video, so I've actually only painted the bottom half. But due to a shipper, I'll call him out, FedEx sucking really bad over the last couple of weeks, my paint basically, which normally takes 2 or 3 days to get here, took me 8 days to get here. So, and in the meantime, I actually ordered some 3M adhesive glue that we're using today. After I ordered the paint, it shipped from California and it got here in 2 days, or 3 days. So, I don't know what's going on with shipping, guys, but today's video hasn't started off really quite well, just due to interference from shipping companies and whatnot. So, what we're going to be doing today is actually putting a hood liner. We got this from Duque, it's D-U-K-U-E. I'm not really sure if the pronunciation of that, from Duque Hoodliners, and they're from a company up in Michigan, and they actually sell a pre-cut hood liner for the Chevy 2500HD hood. Now, I really didn't look to see if I could buy the OEM liner, but this hood liner kit was, I think it was $120 shipped, and this hood liner is held down with the factory hood clips as well as this 3M 80 spray adhesive. Now you guys are really only going to want to use the 80 spray adhesive because this stuff is set, I think the working temperature is good enough to be under a hood. If you use something like 90 or something like that, I don't think it will stand up to the heat and the hood liner could fall. So the first step today was actually to clean the hood. You guys can see I have a can of Simple Green. It's actually a mixture of Simple Green and Purple Power. We use that, we degrease the hood. That's the first instruction. The second instruction is to basically put the hood liner on the hood, make sure it fits. We kind of already pre-fit it, so that's good. Then what we're going to do next is basically kind of start in the middle, then work our way to the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to spray this adhesive to both the hood as well as the hood liner itself. It's kind of like the 90 glue. I've used that in the past on the channel, especially for working on seats and basic upholstery. And you spray it on both materials, you let it dry for like 4 minutes or something like that, and then you press it together. That's kind of the trick with the 3M stuff from what I've seen. And this 80 glue, this 80 spray adhesive is the same way. So you spray the hood, spray the liner, squeeze them together, and that's what forms the bond. So, and another suggestion that I found in another YouTube video was actually to use some Scotch-Brite on the hood. Well, if you guys remember in the previous video, we actually used Scotch-Brite to do the whole entire side of the hood. So the 3/4 of where this glue is going to be spraying down, except for it has new paint on it, we've already done that when we were doing the paint prep process. So we should be good. So, alright guys, you can see that we've taped off all of the hood, and yes, it is absolutely pouring outside. I don't know if you guys can see the roof of the truck out there, but so I apologize for that noise, but as you guys can see, we've got everything masked off. We've got kind of all of the hooks in place on the bottom, so there's 3 here on the drivers, 2 on the passenger, 1 up front for both, and then you've got all your holes, and that's where our clips will go in. And yes, there is a little bit of a white spot there, but you guys won't see that because that's going to be covered up by a push pin. Alright guys, we have sprayed both halves of the hood and the liner, the bottom of the liner. So we'll let this dry for a minute or two, and then I'm going to basically press this spot on. And then the thing we need that's really important is we gotta line up the holes as well as the hooks. We gotta make sure we do that as well, pushing this when we lay this back forward and try to go underneath for the hooks. Alright guys, you can see we got started on pressing this in. We've lined up all the major holes. This one's a little off, but now that's fine. We got the hood liner under the hooks on both sides. And as you guys can see, I've kind of already started pressing down on that side. So what you're gonna do is basically just start pushing on it, kind of like that, and that will align and kind of squeeze in the shape of the panel. So we're just gonna keep doing this until we kind of make this panel look like it was molded and it's supposed to be here. So something like that. And I do know there is excessive glue on here. There's some spots. I think that'll clean up with just some Goo Gone or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this front half all squeezed out. We should be ready to start the back. All right, guys, so you can see that we sprayed the back half of both the hood as well as the kind of flap from the middle. And also, you notice I put down a piece of cardboard behind it. That's just to protect the backside from getting any residue on it. And when I fold this over, we shouldn't have much anything on there. And like I said, if we have any spots we need to clean up, I think some glue gun will work, and we'll clean that right up. So I'm gonna let this dry for a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead. The first goal will be to put the hooks over the mat, over the liner on both sides, so here and here, and then kind of line up all the holes. That's your second goal. So as you can see, we've finished the gluing and pressing process. I'm not entirely done with the pressing process, but you guys can definitely see it went from that flat panel to where you can actually see some of the underhood detail now. There's still some spots kind of here where you can kind of see where like my knuckles went in. I'm gonna try to smooth that out a little bit more, but overall, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, there's some glue spots. There's some glue here. There's some glue over there. And there's a little bit of glue up front. But, you know, that stuff should clean off. We'll clean it off the paint there. And I think that should be about it. The last step that we have is actually these. These are the hood clips. And these pretty much simply will just go ahead. You'll press it in, find your hole, and push it in. And there you go. So I ordered a dozen of those off the internet, and I'll go ahead and get all those clips pushed in. But you know, between the glue, these Hoodliner clips, and the clips built into the hood, I think we should be good to go. All right, guys, as you can see, the Hoodliner has fully been installed. We got all those clips in that we were just kind of showing you. I got all of the glue cleaned up off the sides, the mat, the hood. I had a little bit of glue residue on the hood. I tried 4 or 5 different chemicals. I tried the degreaser that we did in the beginning of the video. That didn't work. Then I tried my wax and grease remover that I used during painting. That didn't work. The wax and grease remover knocked out a lot of it, but there was still some of that gunk. I looked for glue gun. I don't have any in the shop. And finally, I kind of went to my last resort of the mineral spirits. And that pretty much took it right off. Now guys, be careful with that. My paint is 1K paint. I did not put a clear coat on it. If I had put a clear coat on, I probably wouldn't have had to worry about it. But when I was rubbing it, I went very lightly, and I didn't want to take any of the paint off because, like I said, it's kind of a pain to paint all of this all over again. So, but the mineral spirits got it off. If you tried paint thinner or something more, not more acidic, but something higher strength, that would take the paint right off. Thankfully, the paint stayed on, but I was very careful. I would rub some of the mineral spirits on, and then I actually took a rag with some of my wax and grease remover and then followed up on it. You know, I didn't want that stuff sitting on there too long, but we got all of the big glue spots knocked off, and overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And I did, we were able to see a little bit of glue where that slot is in the hood and a little bit over there. You can still see a little bit of it, but honestly, guys, this being the truck behind me, it's not that important, so I got to clean up as much as we can. And we're just going to move on. And on that note, that is actually going to be the end of today's video. Kind of like I said, pretty simple. Mask off all the areas you don't want to get overspray on. It's just going to make the cleanup that much longer. But if you do get some overspray on from the glue, a little bit of mineral spirits, take it right off. Like I said, just be careful with it in case you get really crappy paint. And other than that, I'm pretty happy with this. And it looks a lot better than that white hood underneath. And we have officially finished the bottom of this hood project. Now, if you guys want to know where I got this hood liner from, it's actually from, like I said earlier in the video, I called it Duque Hoodliners. It might be Duque. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, their website is hoodliners.net. And they specifically carry a 2500HD Chevy Hoodliner. They do not carry the GMC Hoodliner. But as you guys know, this is a hood swap from a Chevy on the GMC. And you guys know that we cut, welded, grinded all the stuff up front. So a little bit of a custom application, but like I said, go check out hoodliners.net. And no, this isn't a sponsored video. But other than that, make sure you hit that like button. If you guys want to see more truck and hood videos and all that stuff, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. And if you guys want to help support the channel, check out the links down below. I'll have a link to the Hoodliners website. Also, I'll have a link to the glue. That was a little bit hard to find, but we were able to find it. So I'll have a link to that. And make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.